What's up, y'all? I'm Quincy. I am on a 30-day journey, 30-day redesign challenge. I'm a principal designer, presentation, graphics, anything and everything that has to do with graphics, I can do. Anyway, so I'm on this 30-day redesign challenge. And how did we get here? Well, back in November, I was laid off from my amazing company called the Dow Jones, the Wall Street Journal. And I've been looking for work ever since. I haven't been able to find anything, 0 offers out there. Listen, I'm a principal designer, marketing, anything and everything. So it's super surprising that I haven't received 1 offer. So I decided to go in a different direction. And we're gonna redesign someone's website, mobile app, marketing collateral, anything I could find of that company. But the caveat is a company that has rejected my application. So essentially they said, Quince, we don't want you to work here. So be gone. So no problem. I'm going to redesign something of yours. So get ready. It's going to be a fantabulous journey. And I can't wait to show you some of the things that, I'm going to redesign. So let's go. All right. So we're in my email. I already know the company that has rejected my application. And that is Progyny, or Progny. Not sure how to pronounce the company, but I applied for a senior product designer, was denied. So, it is what it is. We have carefully reviewed numerous applications. Unfortunately, after reviewing your background and qualifications, we've decided to move forward with other candidates who we feel are better suited for the role. Senior product designer. I've been a senior product designer. I'm a principal designer in general. So anyway, let's get into it. So we're going to redesign something of theirs. And let me bring over their website. So this is essentially their website. Very wide, essentially, very wide. It's very wide, but also the actual width of the page is very finite. It's very minimal. It's very constrained, essentially. So as we keep going down the page, you see that it's not that big. So let's see if we can highlight. So this is from one end to the next. Let's see how big it is. And it's only about 1,054 pixels wide, essentially. I'm not too sure why they are, using a very minimal width at all, but a lot of things that are going on here. So you have your logo, member login, search, getting started, and then a hamburger menu on desktop. That is not recommended. A hamburger menu on desktop. You want to show people, your links. You want to show people your main navigation, your top navigation, your main navigation. You want to show people that. And they have few things going: member login, search, getting started, hamburger menu. And under the hamburger menu is a drop down. And essentially all of their links are in this hamburger menu. What I want to do is I want to bring out these links from the hamburger menu, but I understand where their focal point is, where they want the user to be. We want the user to see getting started. So that getting started is right big. It's right. It's large, and they don't want you distracted with any other links, essentially. But there is a way to do that, and we're going to do it here. So their website it's okay. It's not the best experience at all. There's a lot of things that we can improve here. There's a lot of white space going on. A lot of things just happening. They have these circle images. These images are pixelated at the same time. So there's a lot of things going on, So, all right. So the page that we're going to do is their getting started page. Now, the getting started page, if you didn't notice one thing, so their logo's got these ellipses in it, almost like fertile eggs, because it's this company. Let me just get to their description. They're a comprehensive and cohesive care for life's milestones. So it essentially equitable fertility, family building, and women's health benefits empower access. So preconception, fertility, family planning, and all of that. Awesome company. Great, to get behind it, to understand it. So, but we are going to redesign this getting started page. So let's get it started. So you have this image in this color background, this duotone burgundy black, essentially. And then you have ready to learn more about their company. Let us point you in the right direction. So there's minimal things going on here. I'm not too sure why they have this huge color block here with this text. It really should be over this image, and minimizing the height of it. Because when you come to that page, I'm on a very wide screen at this present moment in time. But if you were to come to this page, you would only see that, essentially, on a lot of different screens. So the only message you see is ready to learn. And then you see 3 images, essentially. So you have to scroll down to get a better understanding of what they're trying to do. So as we scroll down, for individuals, for HR leaders, you have their copy here, and then you have these CTAs, all these CTAs, and they're center aligned. Meanwhile, their text is left aligned, essentially. The copy for the under the images, on the images, is left aligned also. And I think I'm going to want to change that. I want everything really be left aligned, essentially. And then all these other images are all duotone, which is cool. But the thing about it is, if we go back to the previous page, what are their imagery in? It's in circles. They're all in circles. They're all in circles. But why do we get to the getting started page and now everything's in squares? Well, rectangles, essentially, or, with rigid edges. That's not a good experience. We want the same experience, the same patterns to go from one page to the next page. We don't want the user to have to understand the flow, understand what we're trying to do again. We already introduced that on the homepage, circle images. So we're just going to continue that, and we're going to bring in circle images. So, but we're really going to, widen this viewport, essentially. So we'll be able to fit 3 images across, circle images across. For individuals, for HR leaders, for consultants will be 1. And then for health plans, education, and about Progyny will be the next, essentially. And then now you have these FAQs down here. We'll redesign these FAQs. And they're just dropped. They're just accordions. All of them are just accordions. And then their footer, we'll get to it. Their footer, it's nothing wrong with the footer. We're just going to make it wider. The logo we'll put in another column over here. The smarter benefits for lifetime miles. Probably their tagline we'll put right below the logo, and then we'll just move everything over. And we're not going to just restructure it. We're going to restructure it a little bit, but we're not going to really touch it. I like the footer in this blue background. It seems like their primary blue background. And that's it. So let's get after it. We're in Figma now. And I have my reference here, which is their website. Now you can see there's so much space in here from top to bottom, essentially. We want our messaging to be closer to the top, essentially. So let's bring in their logo. So got their logo. So when I was looking for their logo, there's quite a few iterations of it. There's a black one, of course, but there's a color one, which is really nice. I'm not sure why they're not using this color logo at all. And it has their tagline below it. You know what? Let me just look on their website for a second to see if that logo appears. I mean, I don't want to use a logo that they don't use anymore. Maybe they're, since it's in this block of color, they need to use the white one. Just searching around their site to see. if I come across their logo, their color logo. No, it was August. I mean, they had a chance to use their color logo, but it's not. It's just plain. All right, so we're not going to use that color logo that we found. We're just gonna bring in the normal color, essentially. Oh, where are you? All right. Perfect. And we're gonna leave them white, essentially. So let's 50. We'll make it bigger, probably like 300, essentially. Let's get our grid in. We need our grid. We gotta have our grid, you know? So if you're designing without a grid, I would say stop and get a grid. So, all right, that's good. Okay. Oh, I need to put margins. I need 30 pixels of margins. All right. So, and I want to make this 300. No, let's make it 250. 250. All right. So now we have our grid. Line to the grid, essentially. Now I want to bring over, I want to create that navigation, essentially. So that navigation, oh, don't need to try it. So let me see, bring it over here, what their navigation is. And of course, getting started is the most important thing, you know, for their nav. So what we do, why, for individuals, for employers, for health plans, resources, about us, contact, blog, get started again. So, all right, so here we go. Let's, let me bring over, I already have some links from a previous project I did. Let's essentially, take this out, detach it. All right, we want to detach it. We're gonna keep Roboto going. When I get this blue, this color blue that they have going on. Break that. I want to get this color blue that they have. And we'll add this to our palette. We'll name it primary blue. Okay. Let's just get a bunch of colors. So just name this black. And one more. We'll name this white. They have an explore color, that green. Let's get this green. We're gonna put explore green. And they have this other color blue. And we'll put secondary blue. Blue. All right, cool. So now we got a bunch of colors. We can choose what we want. We're gonna primary blue. We're gonna change this to primary blue also. So now we have a little arrow down. We're gonna make this a component. Perfect. We're gonna make one that does not have this arrow, essentially. So arrow gone. Hug. How far is it going? With 0. Okay. All right. So, and we're just gonna what we do. actually, for individuals. We'll just put what we, they're using title case. I got extra space in there for their navigation links. So we're going to keep the same thing going on. Just make sure it's good. Make sure that's good. Yep. All right. I think we're good. Oh, let's name them. Let's put arrow default. All right. So now we have our menu links. We're going to name this main menu. All right. So let's just take this out. Just want to make sure it's pasted in here. All right. So our navigation, we have what we do. Are these buttons? Yeah, there are buttons. Let's auto layout. 30. What we do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 links. That's a lot of links. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, we'll put. What are we gonna put at the top? Let's put for employees and for individuals and for employers to the top. So we're gonna end. Yeah, so those two. So we'll make 6 links, which is how many we have here? 7. All right, let's take one out. All right, so cool. So we're gonna put what we do. Why Progyny. I'm gonna put for health plans. Now I'm just replacing the copy with what is on their website at this current moment. Making sure I have my 6 links in there. And I'm going to move it to the right. Auto layout with the logo on the left. Making sure these links are supposed to be what they are. And I realize they're not. They're not the ones that I componentized essentially. So I'm just replacing them. I'm going to replace the text for each and every one of these. And we're getting somewhere. You know, our main navigation is going to just line up perfectly with our logo. And just checking to make sure I have all those links right. Line it to the right. And now my top menu. All right, our top menu will be for, yeah, that's fine. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, for individuals. Individuals and for employers. It makes sense that these are at the top because they are essentially for a particular sect of people. So they'll always know what to look at when they come to the page. And you know, login is usually to the upper right anyway. So for individuals, for employers. All right, cool. So now we have a top menu there. Do we want to color block that? I'm not too sure. It should look different actually. It definitely should look different. So let's actually make both Essentially, just trying to work out to understand the relationship for these. Or do we want the whole top blocked off? We could get that blue going and keep that pattern that they already have. And we'll do that. We'll just keep the pattern that they already have. So let's go. Let's get a. There we go. Let's get this down over here. Let's make this 35. Oops, that's 356. 35. Get it in that blue color. Right. And we're going to switch these out to white. Bring it to the top. Perfect. All right. So already it looks a lot cleaner at the top. You get your, most of your links in there. And we're going to get that other link in here too, which is get started. And actually, we need member login in the search. So their search, let me just show you for a second. Bad experience. Their search opens this huge search menu. Oh my God. Why? And then the whole page is blocked out. Not too sure who did this. But whoever did this, whoever genius did this, you need to go back to school. It's not what you do. Not what you do. So we want essentially they click search and it expands out, or you could just put a search field essentially. But right now we need 2 more links in here. Oops, we don't need. Let's get 2 more links. Oh, let's just make sure this is right aligned, so we're not constantly moving this thing. So we're gonna put that default, make it that text white, and we're gonna put member login. All right. We need search. We need a search. Search also. So I know one of these Fidelity has it. Just gonna quickly get this. That's all I need right there. Oh, let's name this file. This is all right. So now we got our search button in there too. So there's quite a few things at the top that's happening. Why is there a space there? Oh, okay. Got it. We'll just leave it the way it is. All right, cool. So now we have member login for employers and for individuals and search. So the main button that we need is get started. And it is a stark button, as you can see here. Get started. Right? So let's think about this for a second. Do we want it to appear in our main links? Do we want it to appear on the top menu? Or do we want it to appear like maybe below the logo? What do we want? What do we want to happen? So let's put it here. And we'll put it as the first link that someone will see. And I mean, we're breaking our our rules right now for this button, essentially. because it's capital. Has a different experience to it. It's going to look different. It's going to feel different. But let's put it in that secondary blue color, which is there. All right, so do we like it there? I mean, I could live with it there. You know, it's not a terrible experience at all. Lets the user know, you know, that's where you get started. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 links at the top for the main menu and the top menu also. No hamburger menu. We got rid of that hamburger menu. We don't need that hamburger menu anymore. All right. So let's just auto layout this both. Let's go 20 in between, like very even numbers essentially. So there we go. So a different experience from what they have, you know, going on. So we're going to carry that hero down here. Let's get a hero going on from one end to the next. I'm going to go, let's keep it at about 350. All right. So now we got a nice hero at the top and have this gentleman with his little baby. He's super excited. He's looking at his baby. The baby's like, what the heck are you taking a picture of me for? But he's excited. You know, he's really excited. So let's put our copy in here because I want to move everything to the top essentially. So ready to, let me just. Ready to learn more. Let's bring in this other copy here. And I'm just. All right. There. Do we want to keep that duotone pattern going on? I mean, I'm not against it. Only thing is, it doesn't appear on any other part of their website that these duotone colors. So do I want to carry it over? I mean, I'm creating this thing, right? But if they were to use it, you know, so let's go to Pexels. Let's go to baby. Lots of baby pictures. We don't need. We got matching pajamas, matching PJs. Oh, I like this. It's cute. Well, the framework though, I mean, he'll possibly be cut off some. Let's download it. Thank you, Andrea. Andrea, hello. This one, oh, I like that one. I like it. I like it. I like it. Who is this? Danik. Thanks, Danik. Appreciate it. All right. Let me bring in that image. I mean, we could duotone these. It would just take more time than I would want to, essentially. 15, 12. Thank you. 15, 12. Crop it. Now we're just going to crop our image, making sure it is aligned to where we need it to be. Just moving it around. Now, working out the copy. I want there to be a transparent background. And this is where, I'm going back and forth, transparent background, colored background, transparent meaning white. And I'm going to change it to blue, change that text to white, but essentially, you know, letting the copy just bleed through to that image. So that image is more noticeable. You see where the gentleman's t-shirt is essentially. But the relationship between this banner and then the copy needs to be together. It needs to be aligned. If it's not aligned, then we're doing it wrong. If it's not speaking, we're doing it wrong. And we want to make sure all of our elements on the page speak. So I'm working out, if I really like this blue placement, I'm not sure about it, I'm going to expand it. I'm going to bring it down. I think it really does something where it falls right below that image. And now, I'm understanding that let us point you in the right direction should be a link, should be a CTA. So I'm going to put some text in there. Maybe I should put a button in there. I'm still, I'm understanding the relationship. And now I'm going to put a link, get started, put some carrots, underline it. And I'm thinking about, let me make it a color so it stands out as the underline. But this color isn't necessarily on their site. So I'm deciding against it. Maybe I should make it a link. I'm going to create a button at the top, that get started button. And I'm going to put it right where that copy is at the bottom. I'm going to maybe put it to the right, understand where it should go, but no, not feeling it. And now I start to see that there's get started here and then get started at the top. It's too close to have two CTAs with the same language. And looking different. We can't allow that to happen. Cool. So let's go back to our grid. So I want to create some circle images. Does it have to be circles? Doesn't necessarily have to be circles, but let's explore anyway. So I want 3 going across. So 1, 2, 3. And now I'm going to put some circle images in. And circle images is the direction I want to go in because their main page on their site has circle images. But now I'm looking at the copy at the top, not satisfied with it. I believe it being transparent, completely transparent at the top is going to work. So let me try that out for a second. I'm just rethinking the top, taking this out of that color. Do we really need the color? No, we don't actually. I'm pretty sure you can read it. So let's just keep it like that. I'm just going to line this up to the grid. And I am going to 30. Just going to widen this some. Let's go 60. Still read it. We need to check for accessibility to see if that white, but we could add a little effect to it. That drop shadow there. I'm satisfied with the placement, satisfied with the transparency. Now I'm just gonna, that drop shadow behind it, just working out, make sure it works exactly the way it needs to work out right now. So now we have 4 circles. Want these to be in the middle. So too many circles. A lot of circle action going on. But it's got to be circles, copy, links. Circle, copy, links. So do we want the circles? So I don't think all these circles going across is going to work. You know, the spacing is one thing, but understanding the relationship between the copy, the CTA, you know, and the H1. So I'm just going to try out a few things, you know, get an image in there, put it in the wrong place at first. So get an image in there, going to add in some copy, see how it looks, see how it lines up, see if it's something that I want to do, something I want to keep. And, you know, I don't want this to be duotone, much like they have on their website now. So putting those links in there, and those green links, CTAs, are the experience that they have on their site right now. So I'm putting, for individuals, the H1 in there, realizing it's not working. So this concept isn't working out necessarily the way I want it to. I want it to be a little better, a little cleaner, a little nicer. But, you know, you got to try things. And for designing, it's trial and error. You know, what works, what doesn't work. You know, I'm going to put a blue background. And I'm thinking, you know, if that blue could be a clipping mask in the back of that circle, it could work, but I'm deciding against it as I keep fiddling with this thing. So now I'm going to add that title on the right-hand side, group everything together, auto layout everything, put it to the right, to the left, align it to the grid, add another one. Not too sure. No, shouldn't be on top, should be on the bottom. I'm getting somewhere. That's not going to work. I don't want it to be that small, essentially. I want the image to be bigger than what it is at this present moment. On the left, right, the one on the right, I'm not worried about. So, but if I can make the image bigger, let's get that over there. Align it singularly down and not to the right. That could work. And I'm thinking, you know, maybe I get 3 across. No, that doesn't work. It's too much, taking up too much space. And there's not much space in between the elements that I could work with. And that image can't get bigger at all. So now we're just going to bring literally everything down. I'm going to widen everything, see how that works, see how that looks. Getting somewhere. Yeah, I'm digging it. Now I'm satisfied with this layout. It looks good. Satisfied with where the component is. Well, not the component. This grouping of what I created. It's working out the spacing. Let's put 3 across. It's better than what is currently on their website, because it's currently on their website. It's those duo tone images with 2 across. Now I'm just working out the links or the copy, make sure everything aligns. The spacing is good. Changing the titles, change the copy. I'm going to duplicate it down. Now I am really understanding relationship between each and every one of these. Just changing the copy, and soon I'm going to start changing the image, the images essentially. But it's just airy, it flows. I'm getting rid of those duotone images, because those duotone images don't appear anywhere else on their website. Where it was into where it is right now. You know, a lot less space. Look how much space that we gained. You know, just by bringing these up and deleting the space in here. We gained a lot. Awesome. Great job. Great job, y'all. You guys are doing a great job. I got to tell you. All right, so let's get some other imagery in here. So I'm just going to back to Pexels. Going to get some other imagery for each and every one of those different positions. And of course, imagery finding is a task in itself, but it works out beautifully. So I know exactly what I'm looking for, know exactly what I'm going for. You know, there's so many pregnancy photos. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize there was so many pregnancy photos. Just replacing each and every one of these takes time. Images are big, but I'm not in the position to scale anything down or compress anything. And now we're just gonna keep on doing each and every one of these images, replacing. It takes a little time. Figma takes a little time just to upload everything and get everything in frame. But I'm pretty much satisfied with the direction that we're going in at this particular moment in time. I think it's phenomenal. You guys made great decisions out there. Well done. Now I'm just going down the page. I mean, they're just accordions. I mean, we could create a tab, tabs at the top, but then we would have to name these tabs something, essentially. So we're just going to keep them in this accordion complex. Just move things around some. Maybe not keep that drop shadow. Maybe just box them. So I'm deciding what to do here. If we just keep the same flow that they have and just create accordions, it should work. I mean, it's pretty simple enough, that we put the arrow right next to it, next to the copy or layout it, make sure it's separated out. And I'm just editing this arrow essentially. But I'm just trying to understand the relationship between this space. I want to make this space very structured, but not cluttered and not boxy, essentially. And right now, I'm looking at things because everything looks like a box. It's an accordion. You click the accordion, it goes down. It's essentially just a box. And this is the same way that we're doing it. But now I'm thinking, wait, hold up. There is another idea. Do we really need, let me show you something. Do we really need accordions? Because accordions are supposed to hide a lot of information. These are not hiding a lot of information at all. So do we really need accordions to do this? The answer to that question is no, we don't. We don't need accordions. What we could utilize is 4 different blocks spanning the page essentially. So let's do that. So let's create these blocks going from left to right essentially. So they need to be essentially separated out between question and answer. Question on top, answer on the bottom. That would be the easiest thing to do. And really just taking that accordion concept, throwing it out, and just taking whatever content is in that accordion and just showing it, right on the page, because there's no need for an accordion at all. So now, I'm putting a separator in because I want to separate this content out. Now I'm seeing, is the space necessary? Is that blue box behind it necessary? And my answer is no. So we're going to take everything out and we're going to duplicate this 3 other times. Just look at spacing, make sure everything aligns to the grid, changing the text size because I'm now see that the text is just way too big. So we're going to edit that text, auto layout everything, make sure everything lines up, make the question answer copy bigger, and make sure that separator is, really top to bottom. Now I'm pretty satisfied with the outcome of this. It looks cleaner, it looks better, it's easier to read and easier to understand. And I like it. Now we're just aligning everything, make sure everything aligns up at the top. We're going to set a minimum width for each and every segment. So everything just from left to right, you're able to scan the page. And that's so necessary for user design. You want to be able to give the user scannability across the page. All right, so now we want to get our footer in. I don't want to adjust the footer a lot. Let me bring over something I did for another company. Their footer wasn't this company. This one? No, it wasn't this one either. Yeah. So I want it pretty much to be this. Now I'm going to edit the footer, make sure I have the correct logo in there. I had that from a previous project. Making that background blue. I'm going to bring in all the links. Now I realize I don't have the logo in white, and that's something I need to replace. So I'm going to open Illustrator in a second and start editing that logo and just trace it out essentially. So, but I'm realizing that the tagline needs to be down there also. So here's me editing that logo, just making it white essentially. Export it out, asset export, get it in there, bring it back in, replace it. And now that footer is starting really to take shape. I have the logo plus their tagline in there, replacing all these links to what they have on their site currently. Man, this is just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. What's brilliant about it is I'm taking the footer from a previous site, which I'm not necessarily, having to do the work over again, because essentially it's the same footer on a previous site that I did. So there's some questions on the right-hand side that they have in the footer. I'm going to leave those in there, but I'm going to group them together and just work out some spacing, make sure everything lines up correctly. And the user understands that these are going to be links. So I'm going to underline, talk to us, talk to your employer, and contact a PCA. Essentially, I'm going to bring in those social icons in there, just replacing the bottom links. Now let me just grab those social icons. I'm just going to do this quick and dirty, essentially. But that's essentially how I want it to be. I was thinking about, should it be centered? Should it not be centered? But I'm pretty satisfied with how this has gone. So yeah, let's go. Align them to the left. Here we go. Perfect. All right, we're done. It's a wrap. Look at this. All right, now look at the two different layouts. Clean, airy, beautiful. It means something. Just get rid of that. So let me just zoom out some. Look at that. Clean, beautiful, absolutely awesome. Let me prototype this.